Hello, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. Today I'm really excited for this video, and that's because we're going to be testing out the Makiage foundation. I'm really excited to test out this foundation and see if it's actually really good, because I see this foundation being promoted on Facebook, on Instagram, and everybody talks about it, saying that it's a really good foundation, and they claim that this foundation, it's one of the best foundations out there for every type of skin tone, and that it covers all of your acne, all of your imperfections. So I was like, you know what? I think this is a good foundation to test out, because as you can see, my skin, it's not the best. I do have discoloration. I have acne scars. I really wanted to test it out, and today we're going to do a first impression on this foundation. If you want to see if this foundation is actually good, then just keep on watching. And if you're new here to my channel, hello, my name is Paulina. And if you're not subscribed to my channel, I would deeply appreciate it if you would hit that red button below. And let's get started with this first impression. So the foundation came on the box like this, really cute. And the package looks like this. And it says it's a flawless base foundation, woke up like this. And it says it's the most reviewed foundation online. And honestly, it is true. I see it everywhere. Like, they do promote this foundation heavily. I see it on Instagram, on Facebook, like, oh my goodness, this is the best foundation out there. Like, oh, you only need like a one pump and swipe. And I was like, you know what? Let me test this foundation out and see if it actually works. And this foundation, they only sell it on makiage.com. So you have to get it through there. And then when I ordered mine, they give you like a little survey. They ask you about your skin tone, what kind of skin you have. And I do have combination skin. I do have some parts that are very oily and then some that are very dry. And they do give you like a little questionnaire about your skin, and then they recommend you the foundation shade. And for me, they recommended me this shade 020. So the bottle itself comes in a shrink plastic, which makes it really good, because then it makes you feel confident that the foundation was not tampered with it. And the bottle itself feels really heavy, and it feels very luxurious bottle, and it just looks really good. Also, the price for this foundation, they do have like a little marketing strategy for this foundation. That's how I feel, because you do pay $5 first for this foundation. You try it out for 14 days, and if you don't like the foundation or it's not your shade, you could actually return it back within 14 days, and you only lose $5, and you don't have to pay full price for the foundation. But the foundation is full price $44. And then I'm not quite sure if it's $44 plus the $5 that you pay up front. I'm still in that 14-day period time, because I did bought this foundation with my own money, and I did pay the $5, and they haven't charged me for the rest of the money. So I don't know if it's going to be $44 plus $5 or it's going to be $44 minus that $5. So I still don't know about that. I will let you know in the description box below once my 14 trial period ends. So this foundation, they do have 50 shades, and they claim that this foundation is lightweight, that it's a very natural finish foundation, a matte foundation that's going to give you that like your skin but better feeling, and that you won't detect that there's foundation on your skin. And the only thing I have on my face, I did apply the Kill Filter Facial Moisturizer Sunscreen. That was the only thing that I put on my face, but I haven't put anything else, just that cream. So we're gonna try this foundation out. Let me open it up. And then for this, you do get 1 fluid ounce, which is like the standard size of foundation that you get. And it comes in a pump, which is really good. And then also too, the cap is really heavy, but it does come in a pump. So let me come out. Oh wow, is it stuck? Okay, finally. So 1 pump, you get this. And I did the survey, and it says that I was in shade 020. So I don't know, it feels a little bit too light, but we'll try this one. And I'm just gonna use 1 pump first and see if it's actually good. It does have a smell, but it's not a bad smell. It does have a smell, but not a bad smell. And then to apply this foundation, I'm gonna use my Japanese brush here. So I'm gonna grab a little bit of that. So I applied one pump to this side. I feel like with one pump, it only worked like for one side of my face. I see on the videos that they used one pump and it's like all over their face. But for me, one pump, it actually only worked for one side of my face. And as you can see, like it didn't give me much coverage. And this foundation does claim that it's a medium to full coverage foundation. And with one pump, you can still see my scarring and my discoloration. And you can still see my freckles here, my sunspots. So definitely with one pump, it did give me like a little coverage, but not a lot like they claim. They claim like with one pump, you get all, you know, full coverage, like really beautiful skin. And so far, one side with one pump. I'm going to try one more pump. So it's going to be 2 pumps on this side. Let's see. So this is with 2 pumps on this side and definitely giving me a little bit more coverage. You can still see some of my dark spots, but it did give me a little bit coverage. I like how it did match my neck and it just looks a little bit like my skin. So I'm going to do the other side. I'm going to apply 2 pumps on this side as well. I'm going to start with 1 pump on this side and see how much coverage I get. So this is with 1 pump on this side, 2 pumps on this side. So it did give me like a little coverage, but as like I said, you can still see some of my dark spots here and here. You can still see some of that discoloration. I'm gonna go with another pump here, so 2 pumps here and then another pump here, so 2 pumps. So this is how my skin looks with 2 pumps on each side of foundation. And I think the foundation might have been a little bit too light for me. It does say to leave 5 minutes after you apply the foundation before applying blush or bronzer. To wait 5 minutes to see because I think it's going to set or probably change color a little bit. And so far, this foundation is marketed as like being medium to full coverage. And it's like, whoa, you only need like 1 pump and your skin is like flawless. Well, for me personally, being my honest opinion here, giving my honest opinion, yeah, the foundation does give you a little bit of coverage, but with 1 pump, if you have texture like me and you have dark spots and discoloration like me, 1 pump will not be enough. As you can see, I did apply 2 pumps on each side of my face, and definitely it still gave me like a medium coverage. It didn't give me like a full coverage, and I do feel like if you do have the same issues like I do with my skin, then you will probably need more foundation. I feel like it is settling into my pores that I have around here on my cheek, on my nose. It is settling into that. I'm gonna go and finish my makeup and I'm gonna let it sit for 5 minutes and see what happens with the foundation, and I'll be right back. So I went on and put a little blush, bronzer, and a little bit of eyeshadow, just a little bit, just to keep it natural. And this is the final look. And honestly, the foundation itself, it doesn't feel bad on the skin. It feels very lightweight. I like how it's looking on my skin. It looks very natural. They do claim it's like a very natural foundation, like your skin but better. And definitely my skin looks a little bit better. It does feel lightweight. I like how natural it looks. It doesn't look like I'm wearing foundation at all. If you look at my skin, it doesn't look like I'm wearing foundation. Is that foundation medium to full coverage like they claim? Like, oh my goodness, this foundation is gonna cover everything up. No, I don't think that this foundation is like a medium to full. For me, it's more like a medium coverage foundation. As you saw, like I had to apply 2 pumps on each side of my face to give me a little bit coverage, and yet you still could see some of my dark spots. You could see my pimple that I have here, and then some of my spots here. You could still see it coming through. Like it didn't give me like that full coverage effect. You can still see some of my dark spots, my discoloration, like my dark spots. And then I have some sun spots right here, and you can still see those. So claiming that it's a full coverage foundation, I don't think it's a full coverage. I think it's more like a light to medium coverage. Personally, that's what I feel like it is for me, for my skin. because I do have those dark spots and discoloration. For me, it's more like a light to medium. I don't feel like it's full coverage. And I feel too like if you really do have really dry spots, you're not gonna like this foundation, because it is kind of clinching right here where I have like really dark where I do have like dry patches. It is clinching into those areas. So if you do have dry skin, I recommend you to first moisturize very well before applying this foundation. But overall, being my first impressions on this foundation, is it the best foundation out there? I don't think so. Is it the worst foundation out there? No. Is it a good foundation? Yeah, I think it is a good foundation. I really like how it looks on my skin. It feels natural. It looks like it's my own skin, but better. But if you're looking for a full coverage foundation, I don't recommend this foundation, because it's not full coverage. Especially for the price of $44, you would expect the foundation to be a little bit really full coverage like they claim. And I think there are other alternatives out there that are way cheaper, that are really good foundations. But if you want to try this foundation, give it a try. I think it's a good foundation, but don't be expecting it to be like really full coverage, because like you saw, like it didn't give me that full coverage effect. But I do have to say, I really like how it looks on my skin. It's very natural. If you're looking for a really natural foundation, then you're probably gonna like this, because it does give me like a really natural effect. It doesn't look like I'm wearing foundation. I only know that I have dry patches because I know I apply that foundation, but overall it doesn't look bad. And I hope my first impressions was helpful in deciding whether or not you want to get this foundation. And if you try this foundation, let me know in the comments below, what do you think? And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on my next video.